Hello and welcome everyone to the next episode on SAP Analytics Cloud Training with Anubhav. In the last episode, we started with introduction of live data connection and also the acquired data connection concept in general with SAC. By far in the class, we have seen the connection with Google Drive. In today's episode, I will show you the connection with S4 HANA system. So we've already maintained this connection in our SAP Analytics Cloud. If I'll switch over to my connections, you would see in my trial, I will still be able to make a connection to SAP S4HANA system. So you can see the connection is already being maintained. Yeah. So this is the connection. But remember, SAP Analytics Cloud provides, the trial account provides a connection only to the live data connection to SAP HANA or BPC. It does not provide a live data connection option for S4 HANA. This is the reason I have maintained an acquired data connection for SAP S4 HANA, but maintaining a live data connection is more of a similar approach with the same concept of having maintaining the username, password, and address of the system. Along with that, if it's an on-premise system, we have to maintain Cloud Connector. Also, Analytics Cloud Agent in certain cases. Now, if you go back, let me show you quickly to the field of documentation where you have all the details once again. So you have to search for SAP Analytics Cloud connection and go to data connection. And in this place where you will find all the detail about different types of connections. So if you come down, you can see all the data connection environment. On the below, you see the local network. On the above, you see public cloud. So you can see different options here to choose. And depending on this diagram, you can make a decision what exactly you need. So if you want a connection, a live data connection or an import data connection. So see import data connection versus live data connection. So if you want live data connection with cloud platform, SAP S4 HANA or SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, there is nothing required in the middle. It is directly just maintaining the URL and you can connect. On the other side, if you want SAP Cloud Platform third-party cloud application or cloud applications, which are these, you may need specific adapters here in the middle to be able to consume these connection data as an import data connection to SAP Analytics Cloud. Now coming to the local network. When it comes to local network, which means your company environment, your private VPN or also known as intranet. If your servers are not on internet, they are on intranet. Then if the data source is OData, BPC, IBP and S4 HANA, you would need SAP Cloud Connector. I have already explained SAP Cloud Connector as part of my complimentary video. Please go ahead and check that how to set up the same. Now, if your data sources are BPC MS, BW HANA, SAP BW, ERP, just HANA, Universe and databases, in that case, you would need extra analytic cloud agent. So I will also show you an example of SAP BI Universe. Yeah, this one with Analytics Cloud Agent and SAP Cloud Platform Cloud Connector. Yeah, so these are all the two agents you would need extreme cases where you have these type of connections. So if you go to our training blog, I had already put up complimentary video for all of you for showing a BI universe live data connection to consume SAP Power BI, SAP BI universe connection. So let me just quickly show you that video. So since it's a very restricted system of my company, I will not be able to show you this in the class because I have to also anonymize or mask certain values and fields including username, password and URL. I really don't want to create a video where I share my company credentials and other stuff on the platform. As a result of that, you can see I've created a video here. If you watch this video, you will be able to connect your BI universes with SAP Analytics Cloud with a step-by-step approach. In this, I have shown both Analytics Cloud Agent, where do you get downloaded from, and also Cloud Platform to connect with the BI universe and consume the BI universe directly in SSE as a live data connection. So this is also covered already. And now if you have, let's say, direct connections with these many things you want, then you would also need these extra bit of settings to be used. In most of the cases, if you observe, SAP Cloud Platform Cloud Connector is required to connect to the on-premise system to the internet exposed SAP Analytics Cloud. However, if you come down, you can see matrices for each type of data connection, and within each matrix, you will be able to find in what kind of system, what are all the things which are required or not required. So you can see all these details are very well documented. If you have any challenges with live data connection, I would love to help you out. Please send me your entire system details, your SAP Analytics Cloud tenant details with username, password, productive tenant. Also send me your SAP S4HANA, HANA or any other system you have. Complete credentials of your entire system to me. I will do the live data connection or acquire data connection for you absolutely free of cost. You can send it to me, the system details over the mail, and I will help you out to maintain this connection between the system. But unfortunately in the trial we don't have luxury to maintain this. In fact, I don't have luxury to showcase you all the systems. Whatever best possible I have, I'm already doing, which you can also try out in the trial account. But when you are having a productive one and you're facing a challenge, please get back to me. Send me all the details offline. I will work on it. I will maintain the connection and give you the connection absolutely free. This is a service which I offer for free. You guys can approach me back. Those who have taken my course, I will definitely help you out. So taking my course is not just about buying or purchasing the material. It's all also about getting the services, getting your doubts clarified, getting your challenges clarified, updating. I regularly update my students with latest content on an offline basis, so that also you will take an advantage if you have taken my module. So it's not just about the video, but it's also about the support, the question and answers, and all the details. You will get it along with that module. So let's go back now. Moving next, so what I will now do is, so this is the BI Universe live connection. You can go through and check. So we have already maintained an S4HANA connection, and now it's time for me to go back and use this S4HANA connection and use a CDS view. So let me show you one CDS view which we created already in the last class. So I will just open that. So it's basically a consumption CDS view. As I mentioned and showed you that in SAP S4HANA system, CDS views are of different kinds. So we have certain CDS views called consumption CDS view and certain called information or interface CDS view. So this is what we saw in the last class, all the connection basics. And we have connected our SAP S4HANA system, which is internet facing, with the analytics cloud. And now I'll just show you the CDS view which I proposed. It's a consumption CDS. I will go to my S4HANA system. This is my S4HANA system. I connected to it using ABAP development tool on Eclipse. And I will open the CDS over here. Yes, here it is. So this is the CDS view. And when I run this, you will see it's just going to get me these many values. It's getting me the category of the product, text of the product, country of the product where it's sold, company name who buy this product, tax amount, gross amount, net amount, and currency code in which the product was sold. So that's the data we have got. So let us go ahead now use our data connection which we have created, which was an acquired data connection, to load all this data from this system to SAP Analytics Cloud using that acquired data connection. I will go back to SAP Analytics Cloud. Connection is already there. You can also just check the connection here. And also you can share the connection details with your colleagues if you want to. If you feel that other team members needs the same connection, you can always share the connection. Otherwise, it's only private to your user. I will go back now to create a new model. Since it's an acquired data connection, the system is going to replicate the data from SAP S/4HANA system to Analytics Cloud. So get our data from data source, and it's an on-prem system which is S/4HANA, and we choose S/4HANA system. And now click on create a new query, and you will see it will show up all the list of analytic queries which are available in the entire system. See, awesome. I can just enter and search our query, our consumption CDS view, and there you go. You can find it. So this is all live. It's getting the information live from S/4HANA, showcasing you because of that connection. And same thing will happen in live data connection. The only difference between live and acquired data is acquired data means acquiring all the data in SAC. You are fetching the data and storing within SAC. System leaves, the data leaves your system. But in live data connection, though it is little slow, but system will not load all the data from source system. It will fetch the data at runtime. When you run the stories, that is the time the data is fetched from the system. That's the difference, major difference. So I select this and say next. And now it will load the metadata of my query. So now I can decide what are all the fields I really want it to be. So I want, let's say, description, currency code, country, company, category, gross amount, net amount, tax amount, and I want, let's say, ID, and these are all the fields I want it. I can click on create, and now it's going to take a couple of minutes to load all the data from my S4 HANA system. And so you see I'm on the browse file screen, and here you can see it's now loading all the data. Yeah, so you can always go back and click on this query. So remember, the data remains in the draft for 7 days until you create a model out of it. If you do not create a model, then data will leave, data will be deleted. Yeah. So it's a draft data right now. And now you can go back and change certain properties here if you're willing to do so. Yeah, you can always do that. Yeah. So all these capabilities we have it. So we have got our data set, and now it's time you can apply transformation on this data, because now this data is acquired by SAC. So you can apply all the slicing, dicing, transformation on the data over here before creating the model. And let's create a BI model now. I'm going to save this model in our SAC batch, models, analytic model, and I'm going to say S4 HANA sales data. So this is my real S/4HANA sales data coming out of SAP S/4HANA system through the acquired data connection. And you see model creation is in progress. So you can see model is created now. And what we can do is we can go back to the model. So you can also schedule an update here for that continuously. And you can see this is our model. 3 of the account dimensions are created: tax amount, net amount, and gross amount, as we discussed. You can apply formulas here if you want to. All these calculations can be done now over here. So it's time for us to create a story out of it. So let's create a story, and we will create a canvas page, maybe a responsive page. And on this responsive page, we've got this master detail section. And now on the left hand side, I'm going to add quickly a chart. First off, to choose our model which we just created. And now we've got our chart. So let's choose the chart type as a numeric point. I will show the total gross amount, and we'll just go to the options to hide certain things. we can just go back to the panel here, and we can just go to the display styling panel, and let's put here the scale format to million, billion, or trillion. And of course I will just say scale is billion. Let's keep it million. Yeah, and now we've got this value, so let's also hide the subtitle. Looks better. And I'm just gonna copy that and paste it to 3 more charts. And the next one, which I just have to change my measure to net amount, and there this measure to tax amount. Okay, there's a problem in the net amount, so it's not getting it. It's fine, let me just get rid of it. So this is my net amount, X amount. And of course I don't have the time data, otherwise I would have plotted some more things. Next I will add a chart, and let's drag and drop this chart over here. And what next we will do is we will just come back and create here a heat map, and I would like to observe my gross amount. On x-axis I will use my product category, and on y-axis I will use my company, the buyer of the product. Sorry, the category has data issue. Let's get currency code, and there you go. Awesome. So you can see here a chart. Maybe I would just get rid of designer panel, and I will show that please show me only top 5. So you can see here top 5 companies with their sales in the top 5 currencies. Yeah, so that's how you can see the values. I can change this top 5 value to, let's say, top 10, and I can apply, and I can see top 10 companies with their sales in the top currency. We can also go back, and probably we will just again remove the rank, uncheck. You will see all the data now per currency, per country, sorry, per customer. And maybe I can go back to designer panel and add some filter to show data only for certain companies. So Avantel, African Gold, Alpine, and SAP I want to see. And now you will see in different currencies which of the company have given what sales. So that's the data which we have over here on the screen. So I will also show chart legend, and you can see the scale of 10,000 up to 60,000, how the value gets displayed. Now if you would like to enrich your data in geo enrichment, you can also do that. Let me show you that. So I can first save this story, go to SAC batch, and we'll go back to the stories. So BI story, S4 HANA sales data story, and I can open a new session. So just take up to the hashtag and duplicate the session. So I don't want it to come out of my story. I wanted to do it parallelly on the other one, and I can just go back and browse once again our data model which we created. So go to model folder and open our data model. So what I will do is I would like to geo enrich this data. So let's say your S4HANA system does not give you the geo enrichment of the data. No problem. Analytics Cloud, that's the beauty of acquired data connection. Once the data comes in Analytics Cloud, you can apply all the slicing, dicing, and all the other things, including the geo enrichment. But that's something which is missing in the live data connection. So in a live data connection, you will not be able to take advantage of these features. So for example, now I want to geo-enrich the data, so I can select this and I can say, please do this area name, and I will select my columns, select country, United States, or I can select a column and I can say my country, and I will select over here region I don't have, and I can just click on create. It has created area, but it did not got me. I'm so sorry. Okay, I don't have the values of states here. I have rather the country, so I cannot do this geo enrichment actually. Let me see if we don't have latitude, longitude also, so we cannot do this geo enrichment. We can only do at a time for only one country. If you want to do geo enrichment, we can do it only for one country at a time, else we have to have exact country name. We don't have exact country name, we have only the currency, sorry, the 2-digit country code. So we'll not be able to do that for this data actually. So I can delete this. You can also build hierarchies here if you want. For example, let me show you. So if my data is properly coming, so all the formatting, slicing, dicing, or any transformation needs to be done, it needs to be done on the actual data source, which means within S4HANA system. So here you don't have much of the luxury when it comes to live data connection. But if it's an acquired data connection, you have all the luxury to do the changes. For example, if I want to define a hierarchy between the category and my product name, where is my product name, its description, I can define now a new hierarchy. So I can see category description, so I can define this hierarchy. So you can see now the hierarchy is created. Let's rebuild the model, and we can leverage this hierarchy also in analytics cloud story now. So once data is acquired, you can build hierarchies here. But if you do not have a acquired data connection, if it's a live connection, then you can't build this hierarchy. This has to come from your source system. Now you see we have an issue, invalid hierarchy description, something, some or the other places data is corrupted, data is empty, it's not proper, and that's what is affecting my hierarchy creation. However, let's go back and check if it shows. I don't think so, because data is corrupt. The data which we loaded from that CDS is not proper, so system may not show us what is expected, but let's try. So I add that here, and over here I'll add the measure, say gross amount, and now I'll choose my hierarchy column, and you can see my hierarchy column. I will just go back and choose description, and you see unable to retrieve data from data source. No longer dimension in the model no longer exists, it has been removed from the table. Okay, that's because we have just changed the model. So just come back to story and refresh over here. So we have a refresh button here, refresh, so the new model information will be fetched now. So gross amount, and now choose dimension, and we have this category left over. Okay, now we have, we don't see that dimension anymore. I don't know what happened. It has corrupted the data because I have a invalid data in my model, and since it's an invalid data in the model, it's no more working. So you can see my column itself is gone for description and the other stuff. So this is what happens when your source data has issues. So my source data of description has issues. Let me just go back and investigate quickly if I can, because I'm not so much comfortable with this data which we have got. So here we have categories, we have descriptions, and we try to create a hierarchy between them actually. On description, we created a hierarchy, and I think it's pretty long characters. Yeah, so maybe I just truncate this data if I can. So create a transformation, split the data, or extract the data. after third occurrence of space, so now I'm applying my transformation. I'm trying to basically get the value. Get me everything before the third occurrence of space. Let me see if this gives me the description. So description is pretty large, which Analytics Cloud is unable to handle. You can see here the even transformation is not working. So let's leave this description field. We don't want it. So all this kind of transformation can be achieved actually if we want to, and we can achieve these all kind of transformation in Analytics Cloud. Did it really fetch? No, it did not. No problem. So that's what exactly we can do. So once the data is acquired, all the transformation will be applied. Of course, still there are limitations with respect to the models, which also applies. So this is why it's recommended, if you want always the up-to-date data from any system, you use live data connection and you do the formatting of the data in the source system. Now, if you want to apply hierarchies and stuff, then an acquired data connection is better. But now, what I wanted to show next is I would like to create a live data connection for you. So this was a pretty static connection with the acquired data in Analytics Cloud. But now we wanted to build a story on live data. So where will this live data connection come from? So if you go back and check connections again, you will see SAP Analytics Cloud Trial Edition allows me to create a connection over here with SAP HANA. Yeah, with SAP HANA. And this is actually a live data connection. So you see SAP HANA live data connection. Okay. So if I choose here, it is now going to ask me HANA system details. And you can actually have a HANA system in SAP Cloud Platform. Okay, so you can have a direct connection or you can have a cloud platform connection. So I will show you now a direct connection with SAP HANA system which is running on cloud platform. So what exactly now we will do is, let me show you the scenario. So this time I'm showing live data connection. For in the trial also you can try out. So HANA live data connection. So in case of live data connection, data will not be replicated from the underlying system, rather the skeleton or the metadata only will come. Now what we wanted to build a HANA database, and we wanted to use that HANA database data live in our Analytics Cloud, and this entire thing you all will be able to do it yourself in the trial. Yes, those who don't have a productive instance of HANA, don't worry, you will be able to do all of these in actual edition. So let me show you what exactly will happen. So on the left hand side, we will have SAP Cloud Platform. So in short, SCP. In SCP, I will set up a new HANA DB instance. This HANA DB instance will contain inside, if you look at this HANA DB instance, it will contain something called a HDI container. HDI is nothing but it's a container. A container is nothing but is a home of all the database objects. So all your tables, views, schemes, sequences, triggers, procedures, all the database objects lives inside an HDI. HDI stands for HANA Deployment Infrastructure. Those who have worked with classical HANA, in the past, this data used to store in a concept called schema in the past. But with new SAP HANA, latest SAP HANA, starting with HANA 1.0 SPS 11, SAP introduced this concept of HDI, HANA Deployment Infrastructure. All the data objects now lives inside this HDI. So I'm going to create, this is an access advanced concept, access A concept. I'm going to create a free HANA database instance in SAP Cloud Platform. And now on the other side, we have SAP Analytics Cloud, SAC. And now SAC needs this data to be fetched. So what we will do is we will do three things here. We will create a new database table. We will create upload data in this database table. So we will upload some sample demo data. We will create a calculation view in HANA on top of this database table. And then we will expose this calculation view as a cube. So this cube is nothing but this is what is a view which provides you the data. Now on Analytics Cloud, I will create a live data connection. So it's a live data connection, which means it goes to SAP Cloud Platform. And when we are creating a model, the model is just going to use this live data connection to go to SAP Cloud Platform and access the data. But it's not so easy. Between HANA database and this model, there has to be one more guy who should sit. What is that one more guy? Now for SAP HANA Live Data Connection with Analytics Cloud, we have to use now SAP HANA Adapter. SAP HANA Analytics Adapter. Now this adapter is freely not available to you. It's not available as if like you just reuse it. You have to build and deploy this. Why? Because this adapter will create a secure connection between our Analytics Cloud and our HANA system. How? SAC HANA Analytics Adapter will have two important properties because it is creating a trusted relationship between HDI and this Analytics Cloud system. So every Analytics Cloud system has a URL, right? You all have a URL. So this is the URL from where request will come, and every HANA database will have an HDI container. So you have to say which URL will call which HDI connection, which HDI HANA deployment infrastructure, which HDI schema. So you have to have a trusted relationship between them, and that's the work which HANA Analytic Adapter will do. Now, to do this whole process, the whole process is divided into multiple steps. Step number one, we have to first set up this HDB system, HANA database. Step two, we have to build the HANA artifacts, load the data, create a demo data set, and expose that data out. Step three, we have to go back and create a HDI adapter. In this step 3, when you're creating the adapter, you will use a development tool. This development tool is called SAP Business Application Studio. It's a new tool delivered by SAP, and we have to create a new project here. Okay, and to create this project, SAP gives you something called a template, a blueprint to create this project. That blueprint will come from Yeoman. So Yeoman is a scaffolding tool or scaffolding framework which allows you to generate a project out of the box depending on your requirement. What I've done for all of you is I have created a Yeoman scaffolding framework for all of you to be able to generate this analytics adapter for all of you. I've done this. I will share my Yeoman project file, and that's what you guys can use in Business Application Studio to create this analytic adapter application. You will build this application. So first you need to develop, you need to build, and then you need to deploy this adapter. And last step is you will use to create a live data connection in SAC, which talks to this adapter. Everybody, are these four steps clear to everyone? Step number one, step number two, step number three, step number four. Each steps will have further sub steps. Like step number two here, this will be created using a tool called SAP Web IDE. So we will use SAP Web IDE tool to be able to create these things now. Everyone, are you clear? Is this step by step process is clear? What is that we going to do now? Yeah. Is this clear? Yeah. We cannot define hierarchies on a live data connection. It's not allowed. Live data connection will just show the skeleton. You can't define anything. You cannot do slicing, dicing of data. You cannot visualize data. In fact, there are limitations in terms of smart discovery and smart assist features. I have explained that in our smart class. There I've told you what is possible with which type of data connection. So only smart grouping is allowed with live data connections. Other than that, majority of the things are not allowed. Yeah. So if you want to use smart features, then better is acquired data connection. However, many companies would prefer the live data connection because reason one, they don't want the data to leave their infrastructure. They wanted to enforce the security related to the data from the source system, and they don't want to create the connection or acquire the data on regular interval. They wanted to see analytics on live data, real data. That's why they will reuse or they will offer you a better as live data connection. I mean, again, it's a decision, your decision together with the business requirement, which type of connections you use. So today's class is going to be too technical for those who come from non-technical background, because I'm going to use lots of tools and lots of these features to generate these. But trust me, if you follow my session step by step, you will be proud on yourself. Okay, you will be proud on yourself. Even you don't come from technical background, no problem. I will show you each and every bit of it in such a way that you will be proud on yourself. Now, prerequisite to achieve this scenario. Prerequisite, what is the prerequisite to achieve this scenario? The prerequisite is we need to set up a SAP Cloud Platform trial account with Cloud Foundry, enable subscriptions for Web IDE and SAP Application Studio, Business Application Studio, and we need to create a HDI enabled HANA database instance. This is a prerequisite. You should be able to do it yourself. I will give you documentation for this. Okay, this is basically a kind of a setup which you have to do it. You can do it by yourself. I'll give you documentation to set up the basic setup. Okay, so set up HANA service in SAP Cloud Platform. Okay, so this is the tutorial or the documentation you all can refer. Okay, okay, yeah. So you can refer this particular tutorial to be able to set up a HANA instance yourself in the SAP Cloud Platform account. Please go through this one. You will be able to do that. But good news for those who have taken my Analytics Cloud Premium POC course. Good news for them. I have shown an end-to-end video of 30 minutes to do all this setup with a video course basically. as part of my video. So if you are part of my analytics cloud course, which is POC and a premium POC course, then good news for you. For those who are using my premium course, I have shown how to set up this yourself step by step with my video only. Of course, I've shown that for those who have taken my premium course. Let me show you the quick preview of that video. But those who have not, no problem. You can also set up with those instructions given in the link. But I'll just show you a preview of that video from my premium POC course. Let me quickly show that up to you, how to set up HANA and Web ID as a service. So this is the video which is already available. Please go back and check the premium POC course. I've uploaded that already. So in this, I have shown what is SAP Cloud Platform actually in detail, step by step. Then I have shown how do you set up your platform as a service account from the scratch, creating a new account, configuring the global account and sub account, creating a dev space, explanation of what is global account, what is sub account, what is dev space, how to create your environment, how to enable Cloud Foundry, what is a space, what is a sub account, what is a region, then how to enable the different services and subscriptions for free in SAP Cloud Platform trial account, creating your own database instance in SAP Cloud Platform step by step. And then you will have your own HANA DB instance up and running for free for 30 days in SAP Cloud Platform. So this is all I have shown over here in this video. So those who have taken my premium POC course, you can enjoy this extra service from my end to set up this HANA instance. Ultimately, what you will see is this kind of output where your HANA service is up and running. So basically, when you go to HANA, you will see a HANA service will be up and running for your system. Something like this. So this is the HANA instance, which will up and running in the at the end of this exercise or at the end of this video. You will see this HANA database. So basically, it's a database as a service which SAP offers for free in cloud platform, which is what we will use also for live data connection. So I have set up basically a database. Imagine there's some database somewhere which is storing some data. Okay. So basically that's what we have done in the premium POC course. So set up the prerequisite I have covered in premium POC, but all these steps I'm going to cover here in today's session for all of you. Step by step, follow me. You'll be able to do that. So let me switch over to my SAP Cloud Platform account. So if you search cloudplatform.sap.com. So those who are starting, if you have access to my premium POC course, please go back and check that prerequisite video first. And then you will have a similar state as I have in my system here. So I'm connecting to my system. I just enter in my trial account. This is also a 30-day free trial SAP offers to run a HANA database instance for yourself in the system. You will be able to use this service for free. SAP is offering that. So now I go to my sub account and I have to go to my dev space. You see dev space here. So all this setup I've shown in the premium POC course. Now, if you select SAP HANA Cloud, you will see I have a database running in the cloud over here. You see its name called HANA-HANA. I'm running a 30 gigabytes of two virtual CPUs, 120 gigs of HDB RAM. I'm running a database instance over here in my system. So this is SAP Cloud Platform where you can see the instance is running. Okay, so my database is up and running. You can go inside and you can also create a new mapping, or maybe I can also open and show you how my database looks like. So go back a quick. You can click on this button, open in HANA Database Explorer or SAP HANA Cockpit. So let me open HANA Data Explorer, and now you'll be able to see my HDI schemas which I was talking about over here. So this is my HANA Database Explorer, where now you can see I have containers. Inside these containers, I have all my objects like views, tables, uh, schemas, sequences, synonyms, table types, tasks, triggers, views, yeah, cubes, agents, agent group adapters, functions, graph, indexes, collections. So I have so many things here as far as HANA database is concerned. You can see I have so many features available. This is my HDI container actually, which I was talking about. Okay, so here is where you can browse it, but that's not our main intention. We will just close this. What we will now do is we will start with step number 2. So prerequisite is met, my database is up and running. Those who are have access to my premium POC course, you can refer my video to set up this step by step with explanation. But those who have not, please go through this tutorial and set up your HANA database instance in your free Cloud Foundry account today. Once this is done, now the actual development begins. So now as part of our main first step, I will say step A, we need to create a new HANA DB project with database objects. So step 1 within this is create a new project. This project type will be SAP HANA DB module. Then create a database table. Simple database table I'm going to create. Upload the data in the table. And last step is just to create a view. Basically, it's a calculation view which I'm going to create on top of it. So let's follow these 4 steps. I'm going to switch over, and the tool which we will use to create all this is SAP Web ID tool. Where do you get this tool? No problem. Go back to the trial, and here you will see subscriptions, and in the subscriptions you will choose web, and you see SAP Web ID tool for SAP HANA developers. Please subscribe to this service if you've not done so. So here you see I have already subscribed. That's why it's showing unsubscribe. So subscribe and click on go to application. It launches the Web ID tool to create a database table inside HANA. So you have an empty database right now. The database has nothing. We're going to create a database table and upload a demo data to that. Okay. Now I will go back and also show you the sample um, sample data and the code. If you're not comfortable so much typing the code, you can also copy paste the code. So let me go back to SAP Analytics Cloud Batch, and I will upload these files for all of you. So if you go to the live connection, I've got a src file. In this src file, when you go, you will find this file. So important is this CSV file where I have some demo data for you for sales. So you see this is demo sales data. You can use it actually, yeah, use it for the purpose of connection. Yeah, now so all this data is there. Now I'm going to go back. Let me create a new project. So this is the Web ID tool to start a new project. So I'm going to right click, new project from template, and we will choose an option to create a Cloud Foundry project. Make sure that it's Cloud Foundry, and now you choose over here the Cloud Foundry database module, SAP HANA database application I would like to create. Click on next. You can choose a multi-target application is also a good choice. Click on next, give a project name. So I'll say SAC batch. Click on next, and we can just click on finish. So this is one way to create a project. It's called a multi-target module project. Multi-target application can have multiple variety of application inside one application. And now inside this, I'm going to add a new module. So I say new SAP HANA database module, and I will choose my database module name of my choice. You can also do one thing. If you don't want to, if you're too much confused or don't want to start with this, you can also start directly with a database module. So I can also delete this, and I can also directly start with a database project. So I can say new project from template, and you can choose SAP HANA database application. Directly you can do that. Click on next, and now you can again give a project name SAC batch 1 or SAC batch. Click on next, and now I have to provide the properties to this. So my recommendation is to get rid of this namespace, or you can keep this namespace, not a problem. And then you can just come down and choose latest version of SAP HANA, which is 2.0 SPS 5, and then say finish. Now notice this SAC batch.db is a namespace. So every object which you're creating, this name will be prefixed before it. Okay. SAC batch.db will be the name of the object before you create any object. Okay. That namespace will be prefixed. So it's creating a new database module for us now. So we are actually in this step number 2. We are here. So we are using WebID tool to create a new database project. So we have created just a project, empty database project, database module project. And now our next step is create a database table. So I'll go back, and remember every code has to be inside this SRC folder. Okay. In this DB SRC folder, I'm going to right click and create a new, and I will choose HANA database artifact. So I'll say database artifact, and we will choose a table name. So let me choose a table name as sales, and I will choose here type of object.hdb table. HDB tables mean HANA database table. So now I will create a new HANA database table. So the way you write database table is pretty simple. You don't use the complicated SQL anymore. In case of SAP HANA, we use simply the table name, easy with the easy name. Okay, so let me just go and write that. So I will say column table, and then I have to give my table name. So table name will be your space name which you've selected. So what was the namespace which we just created or selected? That namespace I have to use it. So it was, let me just go and check the namespace, SAC batch.db colon my table name is sales. This is my complete table name, parenthesis, and now inside I have to describe my table columns. Now if you're too much confused to type this code, no problem, you can also refer this SRC file. Here I've already given HDB table. Open this file in a notepad and you will see all the code. So you can see column table, table name, the namespace, parenthesis, and all the columns. You can copy paste this code also if you don't want to type in, but it's fairly simple just to creating a database table. So I'll use ID integer. Next column I have the region. Just creating a new database table in HANA. So this is my primary key. I will save the table. And now watch out, what I will do is I just right click and I will say build the selected file. Now you see the moment I choose this option saying configure Cloud Foundry, no problem. Click on configure. It will take me to the project properties automatically. Now by mistake, if you close this window, don't panic. Select the project here and click on this, right click on the project and say project settings. So don't panic, just right click and say project settings. And now you're here. Now use the following setting for this project and select your Cloud Foundry trial. So mine is I'm running on Europe data center EU10. You can also go back to Cloud Foundry and go to this trial, and you will get to know also your URL for the Cloud Foundry. So you can see API CF EU10 hanaondemand.com. This is the URL or endpoint for Cloud Foundry. So if I come back, I will see eu10hanaondemand.com. This is the one I have to choose. And now it is asking me to log into my Cloud Foundry account. Perfect. So enter your email ID and your password. Don't forget your email ID and password. It will create trouble for you. Please note it down somewhere in Notepad. I will not be able to help you out if you forget your email ID, your password while registering the cloud platform. Now I click on save. And once again, we can go back, right click and say build the selected file. The build starts. So what does the build process does? It compiles my file, which I've created here. So in HANA, we use these design time objects. So basically the sales.hdb table is a design time object. When this object is executed, it's compiled, it generates a runtime object. As a result of that, you should be able to see a schema will get created. But before really that HDA schema gets created, we have to specify the name of that schema, right? So that's what we will do in a minute. But let's first build this particular file. Okay, it's going to take time. In the meantime, I'll go to empty a YAML file. And in this file, what you have to do is you have to go back to resources. And in the resources, you have to come back down to the properties. And you have to create a parameter here. The name of the parameter is called service name, and you have to give a name to this. So I would like to give a name called SAC Anubhav. So this will be the name of my container. When I deploy this project to Cloud Foundry in the SAP HANA database, a new container will be created, and this will be the name of that container. All right. So that's very important step. Don't miss this step. Go to MTA YAML, resources, HDIDB, and service name equals to give any name you like. You can give your name also. Okay. I just save this. And now the file is also compiled. Very good. There is no error found in the file. We can just build the project quickly. So right click and build the whole project. When you build the project, what system does, it will create a new file called mtar file, multi-target application file. So watch out, it will create a new mtar file. You will see that file in a moment here. A new folder, yes, voila, you can see a new mtar file is created. Fantastic. Let's deploy this mtar file, and then you will see your database container will be created with a new database table sales. Right click here, say deploy to cloud platform. Again, you choose your endpoint. It picks up the organization and space and deploy. And now your mtar is getting deployed. You will see a new container will get created. This is Access Advanced. All of this is called Access Advanced. I'm also going to launch soon a course which is called Native HANA Development on Access Advanced with Cloud Platform. So I will launch that course soon. You can attend that course to become an expert only on HANA. If you want to become a HANA expert or HANA development expert with Cloud Platform, you can join that course also. Okay. I will soon be launching that course. So let's deploy this project. It's still deploying. You can see it's running in. It will take a couple of seconds. And once this deployment is done, you will see a container. Where can I see my container? So you see this next tab called Database Explorer, where you can see a container. What name I will see the container with? SAC-Anubhav will be the name of that container. So once you can see it's deploying the project at the below top right, right bottom corner, we can always see the progress. It's deploying still the progress, the project. So it's a database module, and once a database module is deployed, it will generate an schema, HDI schema for the first time, a container, and that container will get a database table called sales because we have a sales HDB table file. And next step will be we will after this deployment is finished, we will also create demo data in this table. So right now the table will just created. There won't be any data in the table. So in the meantime, I'll also start preparation for that while it's deploying. I can go back, go to my src folder, and I can create a new file called sales.csv. Some demo data I'm going to upload in here. What you can also do is you can delete this and you can import that sales CSV file directly from computer. You can right click on src, click on import file or project. I'm going to give you that src folder, guys. You guys can use that. So I'll go to my SAC batch. You'll get all the files, don't worry. So you can go back to live data connection, src, and here the sales CSV, please upload it. So you can see my sales CSV is come. This is my CSV file, Excel file. This data is still not available in database table. So now we have to create another file called HDB table data, which is what called a table interface, which is going to take this data from CSV file and ping that data into the table. So let's create the next file, new file, and I'm going to say take my data. Sorry, we should create a artifact. So say new HANA database artifact option, and let's create here push data something, whatever name you like, and it's going to be a dot hdb table data, this one. So this one will be actually bringing as a bridge between the Excel file and your database table. So we're going to push the data to database table using this file. There's a specified format for this. If you don't want to type all the code, you can always go back and just use my file. So we have to first see format version. It's a JSON file, so you have to just mention the JSON file format, and then you have to mention your imports, and here you have to mention multiple imports if you want to. So suppose this one file can import data in multiple tables together, you can mention all them. So first of all, target table, which table will the data go? So my complete name of the table is here, this SSEDB sales. This is my table where the data will go. What is my source data? It's the Excel file, which is my source data. So we'll put here data type. It's a CSV file where I have my demo data, which needs to be inserted inside the table. The name of the file is again the namespace. So SAC batch dot db colon colon, and then I have to mention my sales.csv, and then I have to say has header. I will say true, and then I have type config curly braces, and then I have import settings. So in the type config, now we will mention delimiter. So all my data is separated by comma. If you can see the CSV file, they're all separated with comma. So delimiter is comma. You may have a tab, you may have a slash, or something else as a delimiter. Now my data is having quotes also, so I will mention that. So do quote. I will say yes, it has the quotes. And now what is the import setting? Which data of which field of the Excel sheet should go in which column? So I will say import columns. I want to import my IDE column, my region column, all the columns basically. country column, amount column. Yeah, all these properties I mentioned, and this is my HDB table data. So we are done. Based on, once you run this, once you deploy this, you will see data will come. But before that, I'll show you the empty table where it is created. So remember your name of the container, SAC Anubhav. This will be the name. Go back to Database Explorer here, log on to Cloud Region, and now over here you see some of the other schemas which I've created earlier, and I click on add a new container, and you can see SAC Anubhav, my container is here. System has created my container, and if I open this container will contain all the database objects. So we just created one database object, which is nothing but our database table. So go to the tables, and voila, everyone, your sales table, which is what going to become our base for the data. Ideally, all of this activity will be done by HANA developers in your company. But my trainings are always end to end to give you end to end feeling. If you want to abandon these steps, you can abandon. You can ask these things to be done by HANA developer. In your company, there will be HANA developer. Ask them to do this work. They will do it. But as far as my trainings are concerned, I believe that you should know end to end. Of course, I cannot teach complete XSA concepts here in this course because this is a SAC course, but at least I can give you something so that you can get started with even XSA and do yourself everything end to end. Okay, so these are all actually the setup which we are doing. Of course, will this table have data? No. If you open data, nothing will come. Reason is absolute because we didn't yet plugged our data from CSV to the table, which is the next step. Now, let me go back again. And together with this pushing of data, I will also create a calculation view. So right click, build a new, and I will choose an option to create a calculation view. So let me choose a name here for calculation view, sales cube. Okay. And namespace is fixed, label is fixed, and I will choose it as a cube type and I say create. And now I'm going to create a calculation view in HANA actually. So let me double click on this calculation view. We will build a quick calculation view over here. So you can see a graphical editor comes up on the screen to create a calculation view. And I will just quickly go ahead and select our database table. So first of all, I have to choose a projection option. So where is a projection? Create projection, drag and drop that. And in this, we will add our database table, which we just created. So please show me all the database tables in the system. And my table name is sales. So here is my database table sales. I add that. And now I will just go and connect this to the aggregation. I will connect it to projection, to this aggregation, double click on aggregation. Okay, I didn't expose my columns here. So I have to expose all my columns in the projection and then go to aggregation. Also expose all the columns to the output. Let's maintain. If you want to maintain any extra column, you can also do that calculations here in the calculation view actually. So I can go into calculated columns and I can add a 10% discounted amount also. So I can just say calculated column, and this calculated column will also be exposed to analytics cloud actually. So I can go inside this column and I will choose it as a decimal, and I will say discounted amount. Amount dash discounted amount, and I can come down. I can choose it as a measure, and yeah, enable aggregation, and we are good. That's a new calculated column. I just save this and I go to semantics just to check if everything is okay. You can see everything looks okay. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Now, did I give a formula for my column? I have to give an expression, guys. So let me give an expression editor, and here we will provide an expression to calculate a discounted amount. So I will just add my amount multiplied by 0.90. Validate syntax. It's a valid expression, you can see. So I'm just calculating the value. It's a calculated column. I'm just calculating the value. Click on back. We can just save our view now. So our calculation view is ready. You can also do a data preview. If you have data, you can do data preview. So before that, I have to just build it quickly. Right click and build. So select this time the folder, and it's going to build all the files inside that folder. So when you're building does compilation of the necessary artifacts, and it does the necessary work accordingly. So please do the build at the folder level. So all the files which you newly created, they all will get built. You don't have to build each file one by one. Okay. Now see the build fails. Okay. There's a problem in our build. You can see the log over here why the build is failing. Invalid data type is specified in source data. Let me just go back to this HDB table data. So you can see the error here. Invalid data underscore type is specified in the source data section. Valid data types are CSV. Okay, it's capital CSV, I guess. We have to put, just save this up. And now let's give it a try one more time. And we can just try right click and say build again. So we are just preparing our data here in SAP Cloud Platform in our HANA database. And once the data will be prepared, we will be able to use this data as part of Analytics Cloud by creating a required data connections. So let's see if all the build gets go. Yes, the build process is finished. And now we have this latest MTAR, which I'm going to quickly deploy one more time to Cloud Foundry. So by the time it happens, let us go and open our container. And now you see this is our container. Did I get a cube? Voila! You can see a new cube is created just now. And I can go back and also see the data in this cube. So I can just click on this. Maybe I just have to go to column view, and I'll select this column view, and I can say open data. So you can see my amount discounted is also coming here as a commented data, and I open the data. If my data interface worked fine, I should see all the data coming out in the cube. Fantastic. You can see it has done a 10% discount and also got me a discounted column. Awesome, guys. That's our data from HANA. Fantastic. That's our view. You can define hierarchies. If you have hierarchies, you can define them in HANA. So these are all HANA native concepts. You can also do a little bit of analytics over here. Over here you can do a little bit of analytics. So I can add country and I can add amount. But this is all native HANA analytics actually, which is happening within HANA box. Can't really do much over here. Okay. So now I can just get my value access, and you can see for each country your sales analytics is, this is all HANA features. Yes, you can do analytics in HANA. So it's showing me total sales per country. Yeah, that's okay. But we don't want to use this analytics. We want to use analytics in SAP Analytics Cloud. So all my database objects are created now. Okay, so we are done with step number 1. Everyone, are you clear? Step by step. Step 1, setting up HANA HDI. Step 2, creating a web ID project to create database table, update the data in the table, and create calculation view of type cube. Is this step clear? I know it's too much of heavy dose of antibiotic, but that's how we have to do it. And just imagine if you don't want to do it, it's okay. You can ask your HANA native developer to do that. Just imagine you have a database where the data is stored. I would like to show end to end so that you can try out these things live without anybody's help. Okay. Step 2 is complete. What is the next step? Who will tell me? As per the design. What is the next step? As per the design. What is the exact next step as per the design? We deployment is done. We deployed our HDI already in Cloud Foundry. What is the next step as per the design? Who will tell me? Yes, go to Business Application Studio. For what purpose? Why you have to go to Business Application Studio? What will you do there? What will you do in Business Application Studio? You have to create an adapter, HDA adapter. Very good, exactly. So let me go back and show you. So I'll go back straight ahead to, so this part is done. I'm also going to share this complete source code with you. I'm going to right click here and export. This complete project I'm exporting as a zip file. I'm going to share with all of you. Okay. From where you can find all my files actually. These all files you can find. You can just copy paste these files and get these up and running if you don't want to waste your time in building HANA related stuff. So you can just copy paste and get this up and running with the database table. Okay. That you can do. If you find any support, if you want or seek any support where you're stuck, I'm always there. Those it's not just about buying the videos or the course, it's always about the support. Many times you get stuck with many things. These are not easy things, they are complex things, but yes, they are important things. So if you need my support, please feel free to write back an email to me wherever you get stuck. Okay. In this kind of scenario, main problem which will come is with the namespace. So you may have issue with the namespace only. Other than that, everything will be smooth. So let me go back now to Cloud Foundry again, go to subscriptions. Hopefully it's timed out. Let me just re-log in. And here we will launch SAP Application Studio. Subscriptions. And we'll create an adapter now. So SAP Business Application Studio. You have to also subscribe to this service if you've not done that. And now say click on go to application. It's a free service. Yes, everything is free. Whatever I'm showing today, all of it is free. SAP is offering a free Cloud Foundry trial. Everything is free, my friends. Everything is free. Now here you will, when you come down now, you will see everything blank. So like this you will see. You have to click on create dev space, give some name to this dev space. Let's say dev, whatever. And now you choose here SAP Cloud Platform Mobile Service. Okay, because it will also include Java tools and MTA tools. Okay, we click on dev. Go ahead. It is creating a workspace. Workspace is nothing but file system. And now you can open this workspace once it's created. So all your projects will be created inside the workspace. So which framework am I going to use to develop the basic project structure? Which framework am I going to use to develop the basic skeleton? Yeoman. Okay, we're going to use Yeoman. So let me show you the Yeoman website. Yeoman, Y-E-O. Actually, my spelling is incorrect. I'm using Y-O-E, I guess. So this is very powerful framework, which is kind of a new thing which is coming in the market very nicely. It's an open source framework. It offers you the templates with which you can get started with basic projects. So imagine if you want to develop a project, you have to first develop folder. Inside that you put basic files, then you add more folder, more folder, more folder, more files. So there is a basic skeleton which everybody needs. Whenever somebody want to develop projects, they need a skeleton. Now everybody developing same skeleton again and again and again. So why not to automate that? So that's what, yes, you can also use Yeoman for Fiori app scaffolding. Yes, the basic template if you want to develop, or use actually can do. If you go back to discover generators, you can find there are a lot of UI5 generators here. So UI5, you see, a lot of UI5 generator. You can also use human to create a basic UI5 project as well. It's possible. Yeah. Now I have developed a human generator for all of you called Anubhav SAC. This is my human generator which I've developed. Human generator for SAC HANA adapter. I've developed for all of you already. You don't have to develop it. I developed and pushed it here. Okay. Now you guys can use this out of the box to create your project for adapter. Okay, let's go back and see this. I'm going to go back to application studio now where it is running. This is our app studio. Let's go to dev space and we will create a project here in this workspace. So this is our workspace. So I can say open workspace and we are in the workspace now. So we will create our first project here. So I'm first going to create a new folder and we're going to name it as Anubhav adapter. You can name it anything you like. So let me name it as SAC batch ADP. Okay, SAC batch ADP is the adapter we are developing now to allow SAP Analytics Cloud to access this particular HANA HDI schema. Click on OK. You can see SAC batch ADP and now go to terminal and open a new terminal. So basically this SAC batch ADP is a folder. So we go inside this folder now. So I'll say cd space SAC tab and you see it shows me the name. So that's how you can go navigate inside that folder. Okay, so let's go inside that folder and now we install human dependency for my human module which I developed for all of you. So I've developed a module for all of you. You can reuse that module out of the box. It's called Anubhav-SAC. So let's come back. I say yo -g install, sorry, to say npm install -g means global and please install a human module called Anubhav-SAC. Press enter. You can see it's pulling the information for that. One second. What's the name of my module in? Let me just go back and check on npm repository. So my module name is something else, I guess, on npm repository. Let me just quickly check that. So I just search for package Anubhav, I enter, and you can see the name is Anubhav generator Anubhav SS. This is the name of my human generator. Okay, so I'll put this name in our PPT. So as part of next step, what we are doing, step B, develop the adapter. So as part of the first step, we have to launch SAP Business Application Studio, create a development space inside, and then create a new folder, open terminal and go inside the folder, type command. It's a Node.js command actually, and this is my generator name which I developed for all of you. Okay, this is my command. Please type this command npm install generator Anubhav SAC. So go back. You can clear the console. So npm install. G means install globally, and I say my module name is generator Anubhav SAC. And you can see it's installing my generator. There you go. So once this is installed, this template is installed in my studio, I will be able to generate a basic project out of the box. You see it's installed now. I can say clear command, and now I say yo, enter. And now you will see here my Anubhav SAC basic projects scaffolding. Do you see Anubhav SAC, everybody? The moment you choose Anubhav SAC, system will create out of the box the folder structure. So you see the folder is empty right now. So now I have to provide all the properties which I need when I choose Anubhav SAC. Press enter. Now it's asked what is the project name you would like to create. Okay, what is the project name so first of all, let me cancel this. I shouldn't have created a new folder actually. I don't need this folder. Actually, I can come out of this folder, cd dot dot. Yeah, so I will come here, just open a new terminal better, new terminal. Yeah, so now over here what we will type is, we will type yo command, and now I will choose Anubhav SAC generator. What is the project name you want to keep? I want to keep is SAC HDB ADP SAP Analytics Cloud HANA Database Adapter. This is the project name I want to keep. You can keep any name. You can keep your name also. You can keep Spider-Man, Superman, whatever you like. Press enter. What you would like to create a new dictionary for this project? I would say yes, please create a new dictionary for this project, new folder for this project. What is the name of your HDI container? Go straight back to the web IDE. Check your HDI container name. It was SAC-Anubhav. That was the name of my container. Everybody, are you clear? Why Yeoman? Everybody, are you clear? Why Yeoman? Is this clear to everybody? Why Yeoman? Because it will automatically generate all the things for you. That's the beauty of Yeoman. So come back and put your schema name, SAC-Anubhav, HDI container name. That's my container name, SAC-Anubhav. Press enter. What is the host of your client application? What is the host of my analytics cloud? Basically, this is my client application. This is what is going to connect. This is what is going to connect to that. So I'm going to copy this URL of SAP Analytics Cloud, except HTTP. Don't copy HTTP, only the URL you copy. Come back and put that over here. Everybody, are you getting it or not? Step by step, how are we creating the Yeoman project? So press enter. Will you be configuring SSO? No, I don't want. Would you like to create multi-tenant application? No. Done. You can see I can delete the above folder. We don't need that one. It's going to confuse. SAC HDB ADP folder is created. It has generated a project out of the box for you. See, a project is created out of the box. Now, what we need to do is we need to go to this target folder, and here we have to also update HAA adapter, which SAP is offering for Analytics Cloud connectivity. Go back to tools.hana.ondemand.com, come to HANA, come extremely bottom, and you see Analytics adapter for HANA Extended Application Service Advanced Model. Download this zip file, which is here. Okay. Once this is downloaded, extract this zip file in your computer. And once you extract, you're going to get a var file inside that, which is what we are going to upload in our project. So follow these steps as it is. Trust me, you'll be able to achieve magical results. Magical results. This is top-notch technical training. I can challenge, no trainer can give you this knowledge right now. Okay, no trainer can give you that. It's a top-notch training in industry. Nowhere this knowledge is available. I can right click, extract it. Let me go back to this folder now. This is the folder, and you see this var file. Var, it stands for web application archive. So we need this var file to be imported now. So I'm gonna go back to our project in application studio. In the target folder, right click and say upload files, and just go to that folder and choose the war file. Don't miss this step. This is a web archive. This is a basically a web archive folder which is going to communicate to your project, and your project is then going to communicate to the HDI. Okay. So now we have got this. So how did you generated Yeoman generator for your project? I did it. I learned a lot. I'm a Node.js certified consultant with Amazon and Azure. So I have experience on Node.js. So using Node.js, you have to create a Yeoman plugin. So if you just wanted to see the code, I can just show you in my Atom. So it's created here by me. So you see generator Anubhav SAC. This is the project I've created. It's so simple, you know. So whatever structure you see, I've created that structure here. It's called templates. Okay. So there's a specified format. Check the Yeoman website. You will find and you can learn how to create Yeoman projects. Okay. You can also do that. So I've created it here, you see. Now, anyway, let's come back. That's not our goal. You can reuse my Yeoman project to generate that project. Now, we have got this. And if you remember, we have given our HDI structure name and all that things. Yeah. So all of these things you will be able to find it written somewhere here. You see SAC Anubhav. So tomorrow, if your container name is changing, you can just come back and change this file here. This is your configuration. So always you can do that this way. And you can see our analytics cloud URL is also here. So if tomorrow your URL changes, please maintain the URL. You don't have to regenerate the whole project. Just maintain that in this file. Now I'm ready. I can right click and let me choose build MTA. Again, it's a multi-target application. So I'm just saying build MTA and you see the build has started and it finishes in a couple of seconds hardly. Build is success. So now what you should see is a new build project. We should get a mtar file somewhere. Yes, mtar archive. And you see this is mtar archive. Now watch out what will happen. If I go back to Cloud Foundry and go to my trial account in my Cloud Foundry spaces, I can go to the dev space. And here you already see my HANA database is running as a HDI container. So if you go to service instances, you will see my HANA HDI which I created as AC Anubhav. It's already running as a service instance. Okay, it's running as a service instance. It's a database service instance is already running. But now I am going to deploy an application, an adapter application. So the one which we built just now is an adapter application. That application you will see it here. So currently in these application set we have 1 2 3 4 5. Watch out now, watch out. I go back to application studio, click on right click on mtar and say deploy mtar archive. Now it is asking me where to deploy. I say yes, this is my Cloud Foundry. Press enter. What is your email address? Let me enter my email address. What's your password? It's case sensitive. Press enter. And now you see it is logged in. I enter my trial name, dev space name, and now it will start deploying my mtar project. You can see it's deploying into my SAP Cloud Foundry trial account. So you can see it's deploying this project now. Once this project deployment is complete, you are done with step 2. The adapter will be ready and this adapter can listen to the request actually. Okay, and it can redirect those requests to HANA container. Let me quickly finish the steps by the time the deployment begins or completes. So type this command, then type yo command. Select what's happening. Type your command. Next step is select adapter. The project will be created. Download the hashtag HANA, extract and upload the adapter var file to the project target folder, build the project and deploy the mtar to SAP Cloud Platform. Step by step, line by line, no copy paste of code. Yeah, awesome. So these are all the steps we will follow and we've got our project. So now let's go back to my Cloud Foundry. It's staging the application. You see SAP HCHDB, SAC HDB. ADP is my name of application, which is it is deploying now. I will also give you this complete application. You can also import this application to your application studio and also just change the URL and your SSE path. It will still work. I'll download and give this application also to all of you. You have to follow steps, guys. Don't miss a single step out of it. Okay, please follow. The application is up and running now. I can show you that in Cloud Foundry. Let me go to Cloud Foundry now and we will go back. And earlier you saw there were 5 and now there are 7. You can see SAC HDB ADP. My application is up and running. Let's go inside and now you're going to see this is the application. You can see the application URL. Let's click on that. It's gonna say SAP HANA Analytics Adapter. Guys, good news is this application anybody can use. It's a cloud application. It's running on internet. Anywhere, anybody from internet can consume this application. Currently, the role is assigned to only my user. So only I can consume. So you can also just go back and quickly check here the health of the service. So you can say root paths SAP slash BC INA service slash V2 and then say heartbeat. Is it beating? Is it still throbbing? And you see, it's getting me forbidden. Why? Because any application in Cloud Foundry is secure. Nobody can access the application resources until we give permission. So what we have in this application, which we have developed, is we have also added the roles actually. If I come to the file, security JSON, you can see we have created a role, scope, role template, and role collections. So I have to assign this viewer role to my user. If I do not do that, then I'll not be able to access resources of this application. So next step is to assign the role. So go back to Cloud Foundry, go to your names, your trial account, and go to role collections. And in this role collections, if you come down, you're going to find this role collection with the same name, SAC HDB viewer role. You see role collection. Yeah. So let me search this role. Yes, there you go. Go inside this role collection. And now I will just go for edit and assign this role to my email ID. And I click on save. We are done. We are done. So a new role collection is been created. Sorry, it's there already. I just assigned. And now let's go back and access the service again. So it was forbidden last time. I press enter. Still it's showing forbidden. Why? SAP BC INA service V2 heartbeat. I've assigned the role collection which has the role inside to my user. No problem. It's a cache issue. Maybe right click and say empty cache and hard reload. So I press F12 and I go to refresh button and then press right click, empty cache and hard reload. And now let's see what happens. So you can check the health of the service. I will put this address endpoint. So let me just go back and say assign the role collection to your email ID in security option and test endpoint. This. Let's come back. Still not working. Let me go back and check. Role is assigned to my user. What's the problem? Just go back to here. It should work, guys. It should work. I've assigned the role to my user. You see, this role is also assigned to my user. So it has a viewer role. You can see SAP, SAC, HANA ADP viewer role template. It has a viewer role and that is assigned to my user. Why it's not working? It's saying forbidden. Maybe I just quickly give a new role collection. Go inside this role collection. Go for edit. Add the viewer role. SAP, SAC, HANA HDB. I'll enter my user ID. Now, if you have multiple users in your company, you can give them also this role so that they can access this particular application which we just deployed, and they can access the service also. So I can just save this. I hope the assignment is complete. We should be able to see that now. Am I running the correct application? I hope so. Yeah. Let's try now. Now it's saying forbidden. Let's try. Is the path correct? SAP BCINA service B2 get service info. Anyways, let's proceed from now here. So maybe I can just check that little later why that endpoint is not working, but at least now we have got our URL. This is the URL of your adapter. You have to use this adapter URL now to create a live data connection in SAP Analytics Cloud. That's the adapter URL. Copy the adapter URL. Don't copy index.html. Just copy up to .com. Go back to SAP Analytics Cloud and let's maintain a live data connection, my friends. Click on plus. Connect to live data, SAP HANA, and I will name it as SAC batch. Yeah, and that's my connection name, HANA live data connection to Cloud Foundry database. And we will choose a direct live data connection because we are using adapter. We give our adapter URL without slash, complete adapter URL without slash. Port number will always be 443 for HTTPS communication, and choose the preferred language, of course, maybe English. And now I will enter my username and password here for the Cloud Foundry. So of course my email ID and my password. Click on OK. You are not authorized to query remote system. So guys, authorization issue again. We are having, until that endpoint not works, we will not be able to access. So we are unable to access that actually. So SAP BC, until that issue will not go, will not be able to do anything. Let me just quickly check why it is not giving me secure access. Am I entering email ID correctly? Yes. The role is assigned to my user. Why am I not able to access that service? And deployment is also proper. We have the role name also here, viewer role. This role is assigned to my user, SAC HDB ADP. Go back. So it's a role issue now. That application which we deployed, we don't have access to that application right now to access that adapter service. Here is the role. You can see viewer role. Is it causing a conflict with the other viewer roles? I don't think so, because roles are specific to an application. SAC HDB ADP viewer role. How come this is added in another one? I think this role name is causing a conflict, guys, with some other role. This role name is causing a conflict with other role actually. So you see SAC HDB ADP. I have this viewer role, and this viewer role is causing a conflict with another application role actually. So I also have another application with the name viewer role. So it's causing a conflict with that actually. So maybe we have to change our role name and role template and redeploy our application. So I have to change my role name. So scopes, I will change it to views. Just give a try. And where is the mapping done for that? One second, let me just go back and quickly check. There's one more service it has got deployed, which is called SRV. Let me check that URL. So let's not change the code for now. I'll go back to my space. And we've got one more service called SRV. This is one service, this is another service. I think this one is just an app, but this is the actual service which we have to talk to. Let me try this service URL, and we will give our endpoint over here to this service actually. Not possible, but let's give a try. No, this is not for the purpose of actual application is this only, guys. So I will go back, no problem. It's causing a conflict with the role name. No problem, I've given the role now. I'm just changing my code a little bit to just adapt it to the new role. Yes, we have a scope. Okay, let's rebuild and redeploy this adapter. I'm going to right click and we will just rebuild. So it's a conflict of the role name which is causing an issue. So I'm going to rebuild our app. Right click on MTA YAML file and say build MTA. So it's still going to build the MTA again. And once MTA file is built, we have to go back and redeploy it. So we will get the new role collection with the name called views. And that role collection, we will assign it to our user, not a viewer. Now we'll get with views, because I had already deployed one application 2 days ago with the viewer role. The viewer role, two role with same name is causing a conflict for the application now. So that's why I've changed my role name in my application to views. But you will not have this issue because you will just deploy one application with viewer role. Since I deployed an application in my system for with two different roles in the past, that's why it was an issue. Okay, still building. Is the build complete? I guess yes. Let's redeploy the app. So I right click on mtar file and say deploy mtar archive to Cloud Foundry again. So new version of the app will be deployed now. And once this deployment is done, we will go back to our analytics, our SAP Cloud Platform account. And here we will see if the role is assigned to my user. I have to assign actually. So I have to go to role collections. And here we should see now a new role called views, just views. It didn't come still. Yeah, it has come. You see here, it has come the role template. Let me go to this new role template, views, edit, and assign it to my user. And save it. Let's try one more time our service. We're going to go back to the trial account, our dev space, and there we have our service. Let's run the service again. And I will try one more time this endpoint SAP BC INA service v2 heartbeat. Press enter. Forbidden. Guys, there's some security issue. I have to check this. System is not assigning the role to my user. It's giving me the issue. Or is it just restarting? I guess the app is still restarting on Application Studio. Yeah, you can see it is stopping and restarting the application. So let's wait for the app to restart. I've already assigned the role now, that new role called views role, which is just deployed. And it is just resuming my application again. You can see it has stopped the application and it is staging, basically updating all the code, and then it is going to stage the application, and then it is starting the application. Now the C application started at this point. This is the URL of the application, which is, I guess, remains the same, doesn't change. I can try out heartbeat. It is still forbidden. Why it's giving me this error? This is definitely a role issue, guys. We are not able to get through it. Let me just check. Why am I not able to get through it? And once this step is done, we will be able to consume it in SAP Analytics Cloud directly with a live data connection. The same sales data which we added as a database table in HDI, we should be able to access. Let me just go back and check. Why am I not able to still use the application? So maybe I go to my Anubhav demo, role collection. I will edit and I will add new role here, views role, which we just created, and I will enter. My ID is already there. Just assign this views role in my role collection which I've created here. Let's try now. No, guys, not a success. Okay, no problem. In the meantime, I will go back and show you another application which I already deployed. So let's go back and see the spaces for another application which I already deployed yesterday. You see this consume SAC application. If I go to that service, and I run that service, you see again an adapter is running there. And if I check the endpoint, same endpoint, yeah, on that service, watch out. My role is properly assigned, press enter. You will see some response will come, JSON response will come, which confirms that your application is running. Yeah. So this is how you will see actually. When you run the app, you will see this is how you will see the result actually. So then you just take this URL of your adapter, and this time with HTTPS, go back to SAP Analytics Cloud and live data connection, please enter that URL. Yeah. And then once it's done, you click on OK, and you will see a live data connection will be ready. You can see the live data connection is connected, SAC batch. Yeah. That's how the live data connection can be maintained. So in our next episode, we will create a model on top of this live data connection, and we will also create a story on top of this live data connection. But important for me now is to check why is this security issue is coming, why even after assignment of the role, our heartbeat service is unable to access the resource. You see, it's saying forbidden, forbidden all the time. So I have to cross check where have I done something wrong, and based on that I will come back to you. Maybe we have to make this only work, not the other one, but ultimately we will have our connection working, and then we will create a live data model. So I hope you understood the whole process of creating HANA database, creating tables, views, cubes, and then creating an adapter application using the Yeoman plugin which I've created. And um, then we have this live data connection which is maintained. So if you have your user ID, can you please share me your Cloud Foundry email ID? I can add it directly over the email, not here, over the email. Here it's a security concern. So please email me your email ID of Cloud Foundry account, and I can add your user as well to my application. So you don't have to do all this. What am I doing? You don't have to go and create HDI. You don't have to create an application. You don't have to do anything. I just add the role to your user as well in Cloud Foundry, and you'll be able to access my service directly to create a live data connection in HANA. Yeah, using my database. You can do that. Maybe before the next class, if all of you can please send me your email ID of the Cloud Foundry account with which you registered on Cloud Foundry, I will add all your users to my service. And then we all can tomorrow try together in SAP Analytics Cloud how to create this live data connection. So this is a lengthy and big process which we covered today without a break today in 2 hours. I hope you enjoyed this. And of course, in the next session, I'm going to fix this security issue. I'll tell you the reason, and then we are going to display the data. Okay. So Jaspir has an issue that he's facing an issue in value driver tree. Please share your screen, Jaspir. We can see it now. Can we use BPC bodies we developed? No, we can't use bodies of BPC. We can only use the BPC models directly in SAC. Bodies we can't use. So, but ultimately a body is being called inside the model of BPC. So you can use models. So ultimately using your bodies. So give me a live data connection with BPC system and your actual SAP Analytics Cloud system with the requirement details. I will create connection and I'll show it to you. But I don't have a productive instance of BPC system with me. Share your screen, Jasbir. Please share your screen.
Yeah, okay.